Welcome to an almost productive coffee break. The same bold flavor of our original podcast brew in a single shot. Perfect for those times when you need a quick marketing pick-me-up.
I'm Sean.
I'm Julie.
I'm Addie.
And I'm Ben.
And we're all marketing professionals at New Boston Creative Group in Manhattan, Kansas. Welcome, everyone, to our first almost productive coffee break, our bite-sized podcast episodes. Today, we are here to talk about Super Bowl commercials, one of my very favorite things, bringing together two of my favorite things, football and advertising. Today's episode is brought to you by Usher's Rollerblades, so thank you so much to those smooth gliding skates. We're here to talk about our favorite commercials from Super Bowl 58. So I'm just going to call on someone for the sake of short lightning round episodes. So Julie, do you want to hit us with your favorite commercial?
You know I love being forced into choosing one thing out of many. Love it. But if I had to, it would be the DunKings with Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, and Matt Damon. Everyone committed. They pulled off the awkwardness and the misplaced overconfidence, like just absolutely nailed the performances. And it was such a delight to see, from the blinged out Dunkin cup to Matt Damon's glasses. That was great.
Tom Brady on the keys.
It had everything.
It did.
Yeah, and I like the way that they've been building to that on that series. He's been in several of those, and each one, I think they've been getting better, and that one was a nice high point for that series so far.
Yeah, definitely. Kudos to Dunkin. Okay, Sean?
So I was going to do the DunKings as my favorite. I also thought it was great. So now I have to pick a second. It's a tie right now. I'm trying to decide between the CeraVe and the Uber Eats, which I both thought were really well done. I'll go with the Uber Eats. I thought they did a good job of tying in. This was a big year for celebrities. Celebrities were all over the commercials. And I thought they did a good job of having Jennifer Aniston in, and then also using other people for when you remember that Uber Eats delivers that you have to forget a thing, and then what are they going to forget? And they each got progressively funnier until the end when Jennifer Aniston, forgets what's his name?
David Schwimmer.
When Jennifer Aniston forgets David Schwimmer, just like all of us have anyway, which I think is like a double, joke in that.
Ouch.
I mean, we all agree. Ross was
Yeah, I didn't
awful.
remember. Who's Ross?
That's a whole other episode, but I feel very passionately about that Ross and Rachel should not have ended up together. They were such a bad couple. But we won't go down that rabbit hole. Instead, we're going to hear from Ben. Ben, what was your favorite Super Bowl commercial?
I really liked the Dina Mita Doritos commercial. I love it. I think I'm the target audience for it. Two badass abuelas just like rocking their shit. It was so good. They made a great decision in terms of having the characters' names like align with the flavor. So even if you don't remember what it's called, you're like, oh no, it's Dina and Mita. It's Dina Mita. And then I think it earns my like number one spot, mostly because I thought it was like a pretty successful one-off. It told its own story, but I could also see them doing more stuff in the future to advertise more Dina Mita stuff. They also did a thing, we talked about this in the holiday episode, where they showed the product multiple times in different ways and kind of spotlighted it in between the jokes, so you didn't forget what you were watching it about. And that is a low bar, but they nailed it. And I loved the DunKings and the Michael CeraVe as well. Those were kind of special. But Dina Mita won it for me.
Yeah, the CeraVe was my second choice.
That's actually the one that I'm going to choose for my favorite. So this is perfect segue. And leading up to the Super Bowl, there were tons of paparazzi photos of Michael Cera, and not at all staged, very natural looking photos when he was carrying CeraVe products just out in the street, like in clear bags with CeraVe stuff everywhere. So we knew a partnership was coming. We knew something was happening. And then on TikTok and Instagram, even, there were some reels of influencers spreading the very realistic rumor that Michael Cera started that company and just no one knew that. Like, he's always been behind the company. And then to have the perfect payoff in the commercial, Michael Cera is so funny. Like, I think that was his perfect like on the nose brand of humor. So taking advantage of him in that way was super well done. That was the perfect payoff.
The phrase from that commercial that will haunt my nightmares till the day I die is "Let my cream hydrate you" as he's climbing the mountain. And I'm like, Michael Cera, I'm so mad, but I'm laughing right now. I'm laughing really hard.
And you'll never forget it.
No.
You'll always know that was Michael Cera. You're not going to forget it was CeraVe. Yeah, so memorable,
good.
so good.
Yeah, can we give honorable mentions now? Just a
Yeah,
few.
sure.
I think it's worth pointing out State Farm with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and this one started slow with him not being able to say neighbor, and you were sort of wondering where it was going. But then as it went on and he started saying more things, and when he came out and said the lady was in labor, just so funny. And then having Danny DeVito show up at the end to steal it, just like really nice way to wrap that one up. And I think that could have been a miss, but they really brought it home.
In keeping with my touchy-feely reputation, I'm also going to throw in Kia, the Kia commercial. It was this little girl ice skating, and she looks up into the stands, and her dad's there, but there's an empty seat next to her dad, and she's so sad. But then they hop in the Kia, and they drive to Grandpa, who conveniently lives on a frozen pond, and then she does her routine on the pond for Grandpa, and he writes a 10 in the snow, and it was really sweet. It pulls on the heartstrings.
It got me too, Addie. I was also emotionally.
Yeah, it was really great because I could get up and get wings during that one, and because I didn't have to pay attention. I'll get on this bandwagon and say that I thought the Google Pixel with the automatic camera one was really well done.
Yeah,
in highlighting I think a problem that no one thinks about with how to take pictures if you're visually impaired and how this can help you. I like things like that, like creative, showing you a problem that you didn't know that they're working on. And yeah, I thought that one was really well done.
Agreed.
For the touching ones, I would say the Dove commercial that was toward the beginning. I'd heard that they were going to be advertising, trying to garner the attention of their Swiftie audience. And I just thought that was a really profound topic to bring to the forefront.
I think my last honorable mention, I wanted to say, it's not a touchy-feely one, but it's the Reese's Big Peanut Butter Caramel Cups commercial. That one made me laugh so hard. Just how many unhinged reactions there were to the changes that the announcers were making. But I've gone back and watched it a couple times now. There's so much stuff that you're missing. Somebody breaking through the wall, and then in the next section, they're like replastering it, or the man who dumps his head in the chili and then throws popcorn in his face, the person who goes in and out of the window. There's a hula hooping dog. Did you know that? Did you know watching that commercial there's a hula hooping dog? I didn't know until my fourth watch. Great commercial. I love that commercial.
And that was the perfect format to address potential questions like, are you still making the other ones? What's happening? Like in real time, just addressing all of those concerns.
Yeah, that one was great.
So those were our favorite commercials. Leave a comment. Let us know what yours were. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you for listening to this episode of Almost Productive. Before we go, we'd like to give a shout out to our producers, Nick and Molly, who work behind the scenes to make this podcast possible. If you'd like to learn more about what we do at New Boston Creative Group, you can reach us at newbostoncreative.com. You can also follow us on social media at New Boston Creative on Instagram and New Boston Creative Group on Facebook and LinkedIn. If you liked this episode, please like, follow, subscribe, leave a review, and share the podcast with your friends. And if you didn't like the show, feel free to recommend us to your enemies. Tune in next time for more office shenanigans, thoughts on trending topics, and marketing-adjacent insights. Until next time, we hope you have a productive day. Fantastic. Well, thank you all. Those are some great commercials, honorable mentions. Until next year. Woohoo, 2025.